Grand evening, grand afternoon, grand morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the MWR Financial Make Wealth Real University. My name is Daryl R. Banks, two-star executive director and founding member with MWR Financial, and your host of this weekly Thursday night financial of education. This is our weekly corporate event where you get to hear from the experts and invited professionals to give you the education you need to succeed to get on the other side of money. We got some exciting information for you tonight. You certainly want to be sure to grab yourself a pen and a pad to take copious notes on the information that's going to be delivered tonight. Go ahead on and take this time to get your teams on, get your members on, because we definitely want your members to understand the true value of this exclusive invitation-only membership offered from the Ultimate Cash Flow Company. If you have not yet visited our Facebook fan page, please do so at MWRFinancialResults.com so you too can see the results of thousands of people who have utilized this membership to get what they need to succeed to get on the other side of money. Let's see who we have out there on the line. Welcome into this live tonight. We got hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. We also have out there calling in, dialing in, Tampa, Florida, Ms. Lovely. Welcome. Who else we have out there? San Francisco. Welcome. We also have out here Indianapolis. Welcome. Monterey, California. Welcome. Louisiana, welcome. Columbia, South Carolina, welcome. Raleigh, North Carolina in the house, welcome. Mississippi, welcome. We got Iowa, welcome. Mr. Purnell out of Durham, North Carolina, welcome. Wilson, Florida, welcome. Dover, welcome. Dallas, Texas, welcome. Richmond, Virginia, welcome. Florida, welcome. Michigan, welcome. Springs, Mississippi, welcome. Michigan again, welcome. Meridian, welcome. Chicago, welcome. Rochester, New York, welcome. People are chiming in from all over the country, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get started because we got a lot of information to give you in a short period of time. The gentleman I'm about to bring on, he brings over a decade success in the financial services space. He is a lead financial consultant in the area of investments and also the lead consultant of our MWR Multiply Cash Flow Division. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the live Mr. Cord Burner. Mr. Burner.
Can you hear me?
Man, I can hear you. We can see you. Looking great. The live is yours.
All right. Excellent. Before we dive in, thank you much for the introduction, man. You always make me feel 10 feet tall. And got, the 8-pack, 12-pack, I'm a little bit better put together, but I appreciate the introduction and your friendship. And we're going to dive right into something that is literally my favorite conversation on the planet. It's something that is build wealth. It's one of the first things that has built wealth throughout our entire history as humans. And it's often referred to as what? The kind of outside the norm investment, the speculative type of investment. But I got to think and say, to whom? Land was here well before we were, and it was the first and most sustainable way that people have crafted and passed on wealth for literal generations. We're going to talk about not only how it's functioned over a period of time, but in areas specifically that it's thriving. And it's thriving when other areas of the market are not, unfortunately. Think about the 401k markets. We've had a little bit of an uptick. I will say it's been nice to have some semblance of a recovery if you've got money in the market. But some people would believe it's probably not sustainable. So when's the best time to start to reallocate some money to make sure that you can capture some of those gains? It could be right now. I'm going to speak to you guys from a perspective of a parcel owner. I'm somebody that puts my money where my mouth is. And I like to share that on the front end with you guys because far too often you'll see portfolios of people that their advisors don't even have the same holdings. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, so if you go to your advisor or somebody that's managing your money in the market, I want you to ask that guy, well, do you have the same investments that I do or anything that's even close to what I do? 99.9% of the time, they're going to say no. So if they don't have their money there, why would you? It's something that's incredibly frustrating. We are the company to where what we say we do, meaning that this isn't just theory. Everybody is using it. We're practicing it. We're living it. This is why MWR Financial as a platform is a literal ministry. There's nothing worse than people that try to tell you what to do, but they don't mind their own advice. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So land banking, guys, as I bring this up on the screen, why is this so critical? And why, more importantly, why are so many people having why are they seeing so much massive success with this? Well, I mean, look at the testimonials. They kind of speak for themselves, but we're going to talk about why this area has been growing specifically and why you want to consider taking some money that you may have in your retirement accounts, like a 401k or an IRA, and potentially owning something that's got tangibility, land banking. What I love about real estate is it's not immune to the laws of economics. Land isn't, but it tends to weather the storms a little bit better because it's not, money here one day, money gone the next. If you get what I'm saying, it's like you have a great day in the market. Well, what happened the next day? Did it have a great day or did it not? Right? It's like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This is something that's got a lot of stability to it and tangibility, and it's a true asset diversification tool that we want to talk about today. So land banking is very simple, my friends. That's why I like it, right? It's something to where you buy land before it's needed for development, hold it for about a 7 to 10 year period, and then sell it for more than you bought it for. Pretty simple, right? But you want to do it in an area that's growing, that's got that trajectory, that's got the opportunity, not in somewhere, in some backyard in Swampville's USA, right? You want to have some purpose, some data, you want to have research, some indicators that's going to help you determine, are you making a good decision or not? But guys, more importantly, major companies and investors have been building wealth this way for centuries, and you can do it with as little as $40,000 more in cash or existing investments. That's the thing that excites me the most. Is because when you think about wealth and how it's transferred and how it's been transferred for generations, this is how they do it, right? They've shown this. Think about Walmart, McDonald's. They are one of the largest real estate owners, one of the largest real estate companies on the planet. And they're not really in the real estate game, are they? I mean, of course, they got to buy the real estate to build the buildings on, but they've got an incredible model. Have you guys ever seen Ray Kroc? I forget the name of the movie, but they talk about how McDonald's is not in the burger business, right? They're in the real estate business, and they made an incredible model off of that. So guys, where is all of this happening, and where's the research being poured in, and where are all the testimonials that you see on the pages? How are they getting the results? Well, it's within this 60-mile radius. And I want you to look at the largest economy, second in the US, right? You can see it's 15th in the world. And this 60-mile radius, what's interesting about it is you notice, about a third of this is in the water? So there's not people living in the water, I can promise you. So you've got over 50% of Californians' total population. That's 19.2 million people within, about 2/3 of this 60-mile radius. They're anticipating 2 million more people over the next decade. So let's put this in perspective. There's more people living in this area. They call it the megapolis, right? The LA basin. Then the state of New York, or the state of Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, Idaho, Utah, Montana, Wyoming, and New Mexico combined. There's a lot of people here. But what's interesting about people is that they've been living here for a long time, right? This area is fully developed. That's one of the challenges. You look at some of these homes that were built in the 1900s that don't even have air conditioning units, that are the median housing income price in this area is $700,000. So for up and coming and growing families, that's simply out of their financial reach, isn't it? Well, so where are they naturally progressing? Well, they're going to these outer areas because they're more affordable. I mean, that's just the long short of it. If this area's been fully developed and most people, they're buying homes that were built in the 1900s, just run down and they're, overpriced, that, it's just unaffordable. These rolling hills here, green areas, this is not, you can't build in this area. So naturally they're going to the Palmdale and Lancaster area. Look at this area here. You can see all these red markings. Walmart's here, Home Depot, the Antelope Valley Hospital, 24-hour fitness, Target. You notice this square here. This is a parcel that was bought and sold. You can check the data here through the assessor parcel number. That's what APN means. And it's just right in the heart of the action, right? It's not at the outskirts, way out here. It's right in the midst of where the action's happening. It's a stone's throw away from a gorgeous facility called the Kaiser Permanente. And if you guys aren't familiar with Kaiser Permanente, they're a hospital. They're in a lot of health quality type stuff. But this facility specifically, I've been here, gosh, about 5-6 times. It's gorgeous. And the reason why I keep going back is because, the years that I go and look at the facility, it's just constantly changing. I'm going within 6 months, within 12 months. And when I come back after 6 or 12 months, it's like the area is just, it's expanding so rapidly. Just new things are popping up all the time. But what's interesting about this building specifically is I want you guys to pull your attention towards these waves. Notice that's glass, and it's got a wave texture to it. And the reason why this is amazing is because it's designed to harness all this natural energy and to use it to power the entire facility. It's gorgeous. Not only are they taking the natural light and refracting it back in this set, and it's lighting up the facility, but they have a wind turbine system that collects natural energy, and they use it to power the building and the facility. Why is that critical? Because if they're not spending money on powering the facility, that means they can redirect those dollars into innovation. And the more innovative that they are in this area, the more attraction power they continue to have. It's kind of like the Field of Dreams. If you guys have ever seen that movie, they talk about, if you build it, they will come, right? If you continue to attract and have all these innovative ideas, it naturally is going to continue to pull the attention of potential investors and people that are looking to live in a thriving area. So you've also got this $234 million courthouse. They've got 2 in this area that the city's already spent. It's erect. It's servicing the community. What does that mean? That they know something that we don't know. But it's not just the government that knows a little bit. It's Walmart. And what's interesting about Walmart is I don't think, I'm 34, right? So I'm a young guy. Out of the 34 years that I've been on this earth, I have yet to see a Walmart fail once. If you guys, maybe there's one out there. Maybe there's an anomaly. But I have yet to see Walmart fail one time. And they got massive buildings. They've got a way of servicing communities that they know process-wise what to do. They've got an incredible research and development team, right? They don't do this willy-nilly. They do this with a lot of thought. A lot of thought into building and servicing the communities. An average Walmart, my friends, is going to service 250,000 neighboring residents. And that's one. They've got 5 in this area. It's massive. So what does that tell us? Again, you don't have to have the research and development team to know that there's something going on. You want to ride the coattails of people that know a little bit better, or, they've got access to information that we may not have, but it's kind of obvious. If they see the growth here, you know that there's something big that's coming. Walmart, if it was ranked as an economy, it would be 19th as a country, which is incredible to me. They are very good at what they do. You've also got Mr. Warren Buffett, right? He needs no introduction, my friends. This is a gentleman that has an amazing investment career, somebody that's widely recognized as one of the most astute investors that we've seen in 100 years, right? In this generation. He's got $2.5 billion. That's with a B. He invested $2.5 billion to build a twin solar project. As you can see, it's massive, which means by the way, that's not his only project he has. He's got $230 million in the acquisition of a 10% stake and a company that's called BYD. That's an acronym that stands for Build Your Dreams. So $230 million plus $2.5 billion. This man has invested a lot of time and attention as well as money. He knows that this area is growing. There's an incredible amount of opportunity. If any of you guys have ever read Mr. Warren Buffett's autobiography, he talks about his investing principles. And what is his first rule? Go ahead and type it in there. I can't really see because of the way that the screen is, but I'm going to assume that you're saying never lose money. And he talks about his second rule. What is his second rule? Refer back to rule number 1. So if he's putting $2.5 billion with the B in an area, he's got a little bit of certainty. He's got a lot of research in this area. He knows that there's a lot of buzz. There's the High Desert Regional Healthcare Center. It was awarded the LEED Platinum certification from the U.S. Green Building Council. Why do I like to share this? Because, again, the goal here is to be the green energy capital of the world. They want an entirely sustainable community that's off the grid. And this was the original building that put this together in 2015. They're sharing the technology that was implemented on the Kaiser Permanente facility. So their goal is, again, to be sustainable. And if they're not using dollars to power facilities, they can be innovative in the things that they're doing within their everyday research. It just keeps getting better. We've got the Palmdale Transit Village Center. This is an amazing facility. It's not only is it built, but it's been completed. And why this is amazing is because it had two different phases. So imagine that we're all business owners, right? And you've got an idea. Like you're thinking on your couch and you're like, man, I see Palmdale as an innovative place. I can see that there's the attraction power. I'm going to be a builder. I'm going to go and erect 122 different townhomes. And you get the plans together. You get all the architecture. You get the green light from the local municipalities, right? They say, great, go ahead and build it. And you put it out on the market and it gets sold within 48 hours. Are you going to probably replicate and do that again? It's like, absolutely. So they had a second phase. They had 122 townhomes that they did in their second phase. It was sold out within 24 hours. I mean, that's massive. So there's a huge incentives for people that are innovative, right? Builders that have the foresight to see the opportunities. That's where, that's where we're sharing this information with you. We see the opportunity. It's all about being decisive and making a decision so that you can be a part of the opportunity. It's kind of like the building or the swell of a wave. What part do you want to be on, right? You want to be on the wave before it capsizes. You want to be to where there's the opportunity, and then after it's done spilling over, then that's where most people jump in, and they've already missed the lion's share of the opportunity. It's the innovators, people that are taking the early adopters that tend to get all the rewards. What does fortune favor? The bold, my friends. And we've got the high-speed rail system. This is when I looked at this information for the first time, and I'm looking through the eyes of an investor, I'm like, man, this thing is crazy, incredible. If you guys have been outside the country, maybe like the Asian continents or European continents, you know that our transit system is as close to the Stone Age as it can be. Every other country on the planet has these high-speed rail systems, and we're just finally adopting them. But what's neat about this is they have this all the way to the tippy top of Sacramento. It's going to have a stop you can see here in San Francisco, all the way down to Stockton, Modesto. But most importantly, you notice where it's got all these red line connected to it and a blue line. That's Palmdale. It's a major hub for these different connectors. So there's a 230-mile route with a planned stop in Palmdale that's going to connect directly into where? Las Vegas, the City of Lights. Right, an amazing place to go and visit for an evening. Hopefully you make it home sometime before you lose or make a lot of money. Who knows how your gambling goes, but that's a huge incentive for both parties, right? California is a state. They want to make money. They want to attract Nevadans, especially in Las Vegas. They tend to have some money and opportunity. And then the City of Lights, Las Vegas, they want to have that attraction power as well. Well, now they've got a direct route from Las Vegas to Palmdale. You can literally, jump on the transit system right after work, be in the City of Lights in no time, go and, have an incredible night, jump back on and be home for dinner if you wanted to. I mean, it's just, it's incredible. You've also got this red line. You can see that there's going to be connecting lines all the way through. They've got a lot of incredible plans. But what I like about this slide specifically, I'm going to go back here, is that Richard Branson is the gentleman that's now heading up this. He's been a part of this project since 2019. So Richard Branson, for those of you guys that don't know, I think he's one of the only billionaires out there that can rock a 70s haircut and still get away with it. I mean, I guess if you have enough money, you can do what you want. But he's responsible for an incredible amount of high quality companies. You got Virgin Air, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Mobile. This guy, they call him Mr. Midas for a reason. Everything he touches turns to gold. He is a guy with a vision plan. And when he puts his mitts on something, it gets completed and done. So that's something that I love. Not only do you have all these different people, all these different, you got Nevada involved in this. So there's a lot of people with we'll say deep pockets that want to make this a reality. They've also got Northrop in this area. They've got 100 long-range bombers that are being built over the next decade. That's 6,000 new aerospace jobs coming to the Palmdale area. Incredible. Why do we share this? Because when you have high-quality, highly specialized jobs, again, it's about opportunity. And if there's highly paid, compensated opportunity, people are going to naturally, live in this area. Number one, it's more affordable. And then you can work, just down the street and build these long range bombers. But what I liked is we went to the facility and I got to interview one of the higher end executive, one of the managers of the of Northrop, and they were talking about it's kind of an investors, or I guess what to look for in the next decade as they're building out their facilities. They talked about how they have enough contracts currently being currently awarded, funded, being built on to sustain the entire company for a decade. So that means if they don't onboard one more contract for 10 years, they have enough to not only be profitable, but to support their current workforce. That's amazing to me. But it's not only Northrop that's here. You've got NASA, fairly well recognized brand. You got the Air Force. You got the Navy. They're all redesigning major weapon systems and all have significant facilities in this area. You've got Amazon that recently closed on a 1 million square foot facility. It's massive, right? And they're building that out currently. So, not only Amazon, but you've got the KB Homes. This is a home manufacturing a builder that had vision like it was unbelievable. Let's talk about solar. What do we love about solar, guys? We love that there's savings tied to this, right? It's like solar panels are amazing because you can now, again, harness natural energy, use it to power the house, and it's a lot cheaper, which means that you've now brought in additional cash flow into the house. We talk about cash flow, how it's king, and that's, one unique way that you can start to free up additional cash flow. Well, what's the problem with solar panels is they're not aesthetically pleasing. They're kind of eyesores, aren't they? In your neighborhood who has solar panels. It's not like it's something to be excited about other than the savings. Well, they now have what they call photovoltaic roofing panels that are designed to look aesthetically pleasing, exactly like roofing tiles, except they have the benefits of solar. So you not only get that aesthetically, gorgeous look, but you get the benefits. And the KB Homes, not only do they have these photovoltaic roofing panels, but they're saving about $4,400, $4,452 in energy. That includes water savings as well. They've got Purple Pipe, a water reclamation system that's designed to recapture and reuse water, whether it's on their lawns or it's in the sink water, again, to cut costs. So they've got 180,000 of these units that were being built between 2014 and 2021. This is a few years behind. In fact, they're getting closer to completing their final leg of these homes. Of course, with COVID, it put a tremendous hold on it, as well as some of the material costs. What they thought they were going to build, they had to slow down on a little bit, but this is now complete, right? COVID's something of the past. And what I loved about COVID is what? It forced people to kind of think of what they want, right? What's the next play? What are some alternative ideas that I should consider? And this is why land banking is so dang important, guys. I want to share with you, after all the evidence, after all, the stats and studies that we've gone through, I want to share with you a $9,000 a study that is in excess of 9,000 properties sold. This was over a 17-year period, right? This is the analytics. And the results over that 17-year period was the average property annual appreciation rate was 24%. And the average hold period was 3.7 years. Now, I want to be clear with you guys is that I'm not promising you a 24% return, but you can look through the testimonial page and you can see that there's returns that have been much higher than 24%. But what if you only got 12? Let's say, maybe you didn't get 24, but you got 12. Would you be happy with the 12% return? Of course you would. 12% is a highly coveted and sought after return. I mean, most investors, they're looking at 6, 7, or 8%. 24% average annual appreciation rate, and the average hold period was 3.7 years. Guys, remember, this is a 7 to a 10-year hold, right? We want to build expectations for a 7 to a 10-year commitment. Of course, they have sold earlier, as you can see through the studies and data. But, that's one of the caveats of this program. This is an illiquid asset, right? It's something to where you buy, but what's neat about this is you get a deed and a title to the land parcel itself. So there's all sorts of verification. So guys, who is land banking right for? It's for those that are looking for a long-term or stable investment. Maybe you've got money inside of that 401k that you're kind of unhappy about. It's like, gosh, this thing goes up and down and I don't really determine its value. It's somebody else that, will communicate some type of decision, whether it be of a political nature or maybe they misbalance their profit and loss statements like these banks, right? You've got major banks that are going out of business that are affecting the entire economy. We are a global economy, so we got to make sure that we're globally being conscious. Make sure to have some of these tangible assets inside of your portfolio and not all in something that's a little bit unpredictable. Maybe you're recovering from a stock market loss. You finally grew a little bit of what you lost over the last, couple of years. What's kind of shocking is, did you guys know that we had over 22? So we had 12 years of gains that were wiped out within 22 months. We had 12 years of gains that were wiped out within 22 months. How long are we going to continue to perpetuate money, on these ups and downs? Have you thought about something that's consistent, right? That has tangibility. We talked about how, again, land isn't immune to the laws of economics, but it weathers the storms better, right? It's not something that's going to walk away. It's going to have a value no matter what. Guys, maybe we're going to just read through these. Needing peace of mind about retirement. You're tired of worrying about economic volatility. We talked about that. You're worried about how your estate will be distributed. I've helped a couple of families to where, the patriarch was at his end, and, he's got money in different places, and he's worried about the people that he's going to pass his estate money on to, that they're going to burn through it quickly. And he took a sizable amount of that estate and he put it into land to where they got to wait at least 7 to 10 years or longer, 7 to 10 years to liquidate and to burn through the money. So hopefully they can be a little bit wiser as they go through the process. So it's a great way to give to pass on a tremendous benefit, but also, have a little bit of rule sets there. Holding $40,000 or more in a qualified account, portfolio account, or cash equivalent. Guys, here's all the different ways that you can participate. Cash. SEP IRAs. Did you know that you could own real estate inside of your individual retirement account, an IRA, a 403B, a TSP, a 457, a 529 plan, right? Most people don't know that you can, in your retirement accounts, you can actually own real estate when done properly with a specialist. So guys, as we wrap up here, have you guys ever said, if I would have known then what I know now, life would have been different today? I know that's true for me on many accounts. I remember growing up as a kid, some of you guys know, but some of you don't know. I spent the better part of my childhood raised in a trailer, right? Love my pops. He's my hero. And, he always did whatever he could to make sur that we had a roof over our head and a full belly. I appreciate him. But, there was a place in the back of our little trailer park that just had fields and fields of corn and, weeds and dirt and everything. And, we'd ride our motorcycles, our bikes, whatever, we could go and play around in the dirt back there. We did that for years, 15, 16. No, let's see, I moved out at 16. So about 16 years. Well, I came back, it was 7 years later. And that plot that was back there had developed into an entire community. So do you guys believe that if I would have had the foresight to purchase before the development came in, that there would have been a lot of money to be had? It's like, of course. Well, that's what we're talking about today is being decisive, decisions. You want to get there before everybody else does. That's where you can reap the rewards and the benefits of an opportunity, my friends. I'm going to leave you with one thing. We talked about it last time that I was here, but it was so profound to me, and it's something that's just been at the top of my mind that I want to share it with you again today. So guys, we all know that athlete that grew up in challenging situations, right? They're maybe their mom and dad just aren't present. Maybe they're in a bad neighborhood, but, they kind of keep to themselves and they continue to hone their skills. And eventually they get into college and they continue to hone their skills and they make it to the NFL. Right? We all know of that athlete that was born in the gutter and made it to greatness. Well, what about that? Somebody in the media, right? What about an actor that, the story, they go to all these parts and they can't seem to get the part. It's like nobody's looking twice at them. They're like, hey, you're not right for it. You're not right for it. They keep passing on them. And then all of a sudden they get that big breakthrough and they're on everything, right? They're in movies. They're in commercials. They're in, they're just everywhere. What that shares with me is that we're born looking like our parents. We're born into this world looking like our parents, but we're going to die looking like our decisions. So I want to say that one more time just so that we can kind of resonate with this before we exit today. We are born in this world looking like our parents, but we are going to die, we're going to live and die based on our decisions. So what do you decide to be? Who do you decide to show up as today? decisions. Those that are decisive, they tend to have access to, they tend to make the decisions that put them on the other side of money. Have you ever thought about the difference between the have and have nots? It's typically decisiveness. When they see an opportunity, they take advantage of it. They don't hem-haw. They don't, go back and forth 15 different times. Even if it's the wrong decision, they make that decision quickly and they act on it. You're an MWR member. I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. You guys have no idea how much you inspire me. This is the juice, being able to share this atmosphere with you guys that are out there sharing the good information, that are, actively pursuing changing communities. When I think about how would we repair the world, I believe that if we can do it one neighborhood at a time, that's the best way. That's the most effective way that we can change not only our personal economies, but we can have a profound effect on this world. So with that being said, my friends, I'm going to pass this back to Mr. Darrell. I appreciate your time and attention, my friends. As always, we'll see you next time. Can't wait to see you in a few weeks.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Berner, this information that you just delivered to us, and we're learning about cash, being able to purchase an asset that creates more cash flow. And certainly this is a cash flow asset all day long. So guys, please get back to our multiply your cash flow division, set up your consultations, and let's go ahead on and make a difference. We'll see you next Thursday on the platform. And with that being said, good night, everyone.